Hey guys, look! The bald people are back! Hey guys, MasakoX here. We round up What If Week for this month by looking back at the tale which has garnered a lot of love by the community and was actually manifested by some banter over from TFS Gaming. That is of course the scenario about one of Vegeta's other minions turning to the good side, and that is of course part 5 of What If Nappa Turned Good. For the last 4 parts, we've actually seen Nappa grow quite a lot actually. Going from the really simplistic brawler that he was when Vegeta and Nappa landed on Earth for the first time, he's now actually become a really enthusiastic uncle. Bordering on overbearing for the most part, and it's actually caused a bit of a rift in the Son family. As a result, Gohan's moved away early, and Videl has really taken to Gohan's rebellious streak. And then let's not forget, of course, the changing of the Cell games to basically a free-for-all battle royale instead of a really perfect and refined and meticulous replication of a tournament. No, you got stuck in with that one. Last time we were left reeling with the prospect of the Son family collapsing, with Chi-Chi and Nappa trying to get Gohan back, and the two of them in turn turning against each other, blaming one another for Gohan's disappearance. Only the appearance of Goku once again can actually try and heal the wounds that have actually been opened up throughout all this conflict. Because I imagine in this story, Gohan had to put up with enough from a badgering mother, but to get that from an uncle as well, trying to stretch him from, oh, you've got to be a fighter, no, you've got to be a scholar, that has been even more brutal on the kid's mind, and as a result, yeah, he's gonna snap, and he has. The 25th World Martial Arts Tournament has begun, and everyone's really keen to see things get started, even though we've got the rift between everyone, as well as the really awkward reappearance of Tien and Chaozu, now sporting the Majin symbol, you know, like Popovich and Yamu did. But no matter, we've got to focus on the main event and the tournaments, the junior and the adult division. Speaking of the junior division, that one is pretty easy. Since there's no Kid Trunks around, Goten can just sail through the division and take the win absolutely convincingly with no difficulty whatsoever. It's gonna boost his confidence no end. I can imagine Nappa afterwards would have gone like, ruffled his hair and go, hey, you did good, kid. Uncle Nappa's proud of ya. And the tournament announcer's pretty pleased as well because Goten reminds him of a young Goku from all those years ago. Fortunately, Goten's victory in the junior division does ease the tensions going on in the background, with everyone kind of really happy for the kid and forgetting about all the differences that have come outside of the arena. And of course, Chi-Chi is very appreciative of the extra prize money, you know, to fill up the coffers of the Ox King and all that. Even Gohan decides to get up close and congratulate his younger brother. You can never be mad at Goten, right? I mean, you might forget about him, but you can never be mad at him, though. Then our heroes head over to the adult division, and Kami is first up against Shin. This is the point where we actually meet Shin and Kibito, and unlike Piccolo in the original, who basically was like, I can't fight this guy, Kami is a little keener to actually have a little bit of a brawl. He is not intimidated by the appearance of the Supreme Kai. Why is that exactly? Well, remember, Kami is a divine being of his own. He's the guardian of Earth and is fully aware of the hierarchy of the Kais. Nappa is really keen with this tournament roster because he's getting to fight his former master and friend after all of these years. He's really keen to show Goku exactly what he can do. You know what, Kakarot? I'm looking forward to showing you how much stronger I've gotten over the years. Gohan's an excellent sparring buddy. Right, Gohan? Gohan says nothing. He's not only fighting Goku to actually show Goku how strong he is, he's also wanted to show Gohan the reason why he acted the way he did. To show that there was method in his madness and over-enthusiasm. To try and show Gohan that, you know, there was a purpose to this. But Gohan's having none of it. He's just completely ignoring it, totally deliberately. He's too busy flirting with Videl, which rubs Chi-Chi up the wrong way as well. Gohan's going out of his way to irritate his family. Kami might not be able to go up against the likes of Shin, but this is the point when Kami reveals to everybody that in the years between the Cell games and now, Kami's actually been using the Dragon Balls quite a lot while everyone's been busy training and just relaxing and stuff on that peacetime. Kami's been busy by going to Shenron and going, hey, I want to get stronger. Try and make that happen. But Masako, you can't have Kami using the same wish over and over again. That's just cheating and really lazy. Toriyama wouldn't do that. He's totally not Oh yeah, he is actually kind of lazy. Never mind. Resubscribed. all of those trips to Shenron could have actually come up with different kinds of power boosts, or variations that would have improved Kami's training and potential and efficiency. Say for example, he could have wished one time to have a better stamina curve, that he'd be able to train for longer and at full power, and a bonus with that would be that rest would be much more effective and much quicker. He could wish that means he would never have to sleep again, so he could train all day and night without having to worry about rest. And of course we could just have the plain old thing, I want to unlock my full potential, because hey, if Lord Guru can do that, then I think Shenron can do that, because remember, as Kami gets stronger, Shenron gets stronger as well. It's a snowball effect, because remember, the dragon is linked to the Namekian that actually made the balls. This all comes off the back of his humiliating defeat against Perfect Cell. For years he realised that Kami needed to do even more to try and be a good Guardian of Earth. He thought he had, but he hadn't. So instead he turned to the wish-granting orbs and tried to use powers for good. Having a good strong Guardian of Earth is a good first defense. Yeah, sure, the Supreme Kai can use I-beams and ki attacks to his advantage, but Kami's really good at how a tournament works. He's able to dodge the Supreme Kai and then ultimately knock him out of the ring, taking the win. I mean, of course, he's not gonna hurt the guy too much, because remember, you gotta be somewhat respectable towards your superiors. Instead of being angered, Shin and Kibito are actually really impressed with Kami's performance. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad that this one of 28 planets has actually been doing very well. After this match, I think it became quite clear to Shin that he really needed to make his presence known, and he tells the rest of the Z Warriors exactly who he is and what he's doing here. But first, we gotta focus on the match between Videl versus Tien Shinhan. As she walks to the arena, she spots Nappa, and hopes to try and bridge the gap on her own terms. She tries to communicate with Nappa, but Nappa is trying to be all like huffy back.
Videl, you're a homewrecker.
Now you may be thinking that this fight will be pretty cut and dry like it was in the original story. I don't think so. First, Tien Shinhan is way stronger than the likes of Spopovich, and so therefore would be much more effective. Second, Videl would be much stronger as well, because she and Gohan would have spent much more time together, and so therefore, many more opportunities in which to train. Besides, she'd be heavily aroused after Gohan's defiance and rebellion towards his family. You know, him standing up for himself and not being allowed to be kowtowed by anyone else. She finds that pretty appealing. And thirdly, and most importantly, Tien Shinhan isn't a brute. Tien Shinhan, even though he's currently being possessed right now, is a very methodical fighter. That will carry through no matter what kind of mental state he's in. His body has been conditioned for decades to fight with honour and to fight with dignity. He isn't a cruel and unjust soul, and as a result, his body acts accordingly. Instead of pummeling Videl half to death like in the original narrative, Tien Shinhan's only goal is to try and get Videl out of the ring. He views her merely as an obstacle in order to actually get the victory and of course drain the Saiyan's energy. That isn't going to come as easily as he might have expected, because Videl's managing to hold her own very well, much more so than in the original. But yeah, sure, you might be thinking, well, Videl's just so overpowered then. Well, there comes a point in this match when Videl realises that she's at her limit and her stamina's fading away fast. She might not be able to carry on like this much longer, so instead of crumbling and admitting defeat in an embarrassing way, she decides to end the battle on her own terms. Tien Shinhan doesn't stop her from doing this, but the possession and the influence from his master starts to get the better of him. His directive is to draw out the strongest fighters around, so, to try and make his presence known, he fires a ki blast in Videl's direction, which is deflected easily by the likes of Gohan. After this shock move, Gohan is riled and he wants to try and take his frustrations out on the likes of Kibito. Their fight remains the same, and much like in the original story, Tien Shinhan and Chaozu gather the energy by stabbing him in the side, and you know the rest. This sudden travesty, Tien Shinhan's betrayal, in his eyes, has made Gohan a really angry individual. After this match is over, Shin has realised that they need to get moving now, so he calls upon the likes of Gohan, Goku, Nappa, and Kami to actually head off with him to try and follow Tien Shinhan and Chaozu. Now having collected the energy, they just scooted off like nobody's business. They're off to join their master, Wizard Babidi. And I believe whilst they're off going and doing that, Android 18 wouldn't be swayed by the likes of Mr. Satan in terms of his money, because he'd be less popular and stuff like that, and besides, 18's got Android 17, her brother, in there as well, so they'd be keen to try and fight each other to make sure it's a fantastic spectacle, and hey, they both get the winner's money and the runner-up money. They get even more money! So I believe that the finale of the 25th World Martial Arts Tournament will be a brother-sister robotic showdown. So as that's going on, the Z-Warriors are following Tien Shinhan and Chaozu without arousing suspicion, keeping a safe distance. During this chase, Nappa once again tries to talk to Gohan, thinking that since the Earth is at risk right now, this might be the perfect backdrop to try and mend the ties. If it didn't work last time, then maybe this might. But sure enough, Gohan's ignoring him again. Nevertheless, Nappa really wants to prove himself in this situation. He's completely blinded by this fact. The gang witnessed the meeting between Tien Shinhan and Chaozu and Pui Pui, Dabura, and Babidi. Dabura of course kills Kibito, but is taken off guard by the likes of Kami and Nappa. They manage to actually hold themselves pretty well, but remember, Dabura has a perfect escape plan. He spits on Kami, which turns him into stone, distracting the Z-Warriors, and the rest of the gang, Babidi, Dabura, Pui Pui, and Tien Shinhan and Chaozu, they can head off and get into the ship. Everybody is completely aghast at Kami's petrification. They don't know what to do. But Shin does. The only way they can actually cure Kami of this is to defeat Dabura, and that means they have to go inside. The next part passes by relatively easily and quickly. We still get the 3 fights like in the original story. It starts off with Pui Pui, who is easily taken out by the likes of Nappa, who is completely frustrated at the situation right now that Gohan won't listen to him. In the background, Babidi would be absolutely terrified by the likes of Nappa and his brute strength, and Dabura, internally of course, would be thinking, "Oh, I got lucky not fighting that one." But of course he's not going to vocalize that, no! He's got a reputation to keep up. Then of course Goku destroys Yakon. For the third fight, Gohan is supposed to be fighting the likes of Dabura, but he doesn't show up. Nappa then tries to break the ice by making a witty retort. He's going like, "Ha! Demon! More like, wee man! Am I right? Because he's a coward? Yeah, that was really funny, right guys? Go on! Really funny?" No, nothing. As if to punish the Saiyan for that terrible pun, Babidi then sends out Tien Shinhan and Chaozu to take him out. This is quite the calculated risk, because Babidi knows that Gohan will probably destroy Tien Shinhan and Chaozu, but Gohan's mind is so unstable right now, he might be able to use it to his own ends, so let's see what happens. So send in Tien Shinhan, the guy who endangered his love's life, that's perfect! So what's the outcome? Well, simply, Gohan doesn't hold back. He wrecks the entire place and destroys Tien Shinhan rather darkly by using Chaozu as a grenade. Despite winning this fight, Goku isn't happy. He is absolutely shocked that Gohan could be this cruel. Goku is shouting at Gohan right now, "Those two are mind controlled! How could you be so cold towards your friends? They didn't know what they were doing!" They didn't deserve the fate, but at this point, Gohan does not care. And this is the right opportunity for Babidi to strike. Gohan powers up even more and screams to the heavens that Dabura shows himself right now. But before he can get his way, Gohan crumples down to the ground in agony. Babidi is working his magic. Gohan is screaming. The power is welling up far more than he can tolerate. He explodes again. An M forms on his forehead, but then he rises. The aura stops. And we then see Gohan getting up. But he's not Gohan anymore. It is, of course, as we all know with Vegeta, Majin Gohan. Confused as to what happened, Nappa tries to ask Gohan if he's okay. He gets nothing. This is pretty normal at the moment, but then Gohan punches Nappa in the stomach. Yeah, he's definitely not okay. Gohan punches the Elder Saiyan again, and Nappa gets knocked down in pain. This part ends with Goku horrified, punching Gohan in retaliation, and having a father-son showdown. They are staring at each other, and it turns out that instead of Goku fighting Vegeta, it's Goku fighting his own son. Well, I think we're going to leave things there. Boy, that was a humdinger, wasn't it? We end with a crescendo of the father-son duel, Nappa realizing that he pushed Gohan too far and it's all too late and the world is in danger. And I think it's needless to say at this point that all of this is going to manifest into the awakening of Majin Buu, because all of this energy, it's going to happen. So find out next time for the exact details. Oh yeah, before we go, let's have a poll, shall we? So you remember that tournament? Who's going to win that? Is it going to be Android 17 or is it going to be Android 18? Cast your vote now, and this might affect what happens in part 6. So what do you guys think? Did you like this part? How do you think Gohan will deal with his emotions? Leave a comment below, and let's get this discussion going. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until the next one, be sure to like and subscribe. Catch you later!